Dayanışma TV made a documentary called 146+1 Polonez for Polonez workers who started a resistance to defend their unionization rights. The premiere of the documentary was held on 22nd December in Nâzım Özbay Cultural Center of Çatalca Municipality, with an enthusiastic participation. Despite pressure and bans, Polonez workers continued their resistance and ended their struggle with victory. With the participation of pro-worker organizations, political parties, trade unions and UID-DER, the workers celebrated their victory on 7th of January in the picket area next to the factory. After no agreement was reached in the collective bargaining negotiations between Birleşik Metal-İş Union and the Metal Bosses Union MES, workers went on strike at Hitachi Energy on 4th December, at GE Grid Solutions and Schneider Electric on 13 December, and at Arıtaş Cryogenic on 19th December. The strikes had been banned by President Erdogan. However, the workers did not give in to the ban and continued their struggle. The workers' determination brought successes. The strikes ended with agreements at Hitachi Energy on 24th December, Schneider Electric on 6th January, Arıtaş Krijojenik on 10th January, and Grid Solutions on 14th January. The strike continues at Green Transfo, which is not affiliated to MES but where the strike started at the same period as the MES-affiliated factories. The boss rejected to the authorization of Petrol-İş Union at the Betek paint factory. The boss increased the hostility against the union and started to dismiss workers. In response, the workers stopped work and locked themselves in the factory on 25 December. The struggle of the workers forced the boss to back down. The dismissals were stopped. Betek Boya management agreed to carry out all processes together with the union and to start collective bargaining negotiations. After the minimum wage for 2025 was set at 22,104 liras, unions and workers protested in many cities across Turkey. They protested against the inflation figures of the Turkish Statistical Institute, Turkstat. On 27 December, the private sector teachers' union held a protest in front of the miners' monument. They reiterated their demand for a basic wage and protested the new minimum wage. KESK organized protests in many cities across Turkey under the title, Turkstat figures are fake, poverty is real. We demand a decent wage in the view of the real cost of living. On 11 January, Disk Emekli Sen held press statements in many cities across Turkey under the title, Turkstat figures are deceptive and fraudulent, but the hunger, poverty and misery are real. Public sector workers across the country protested against the low wage increase of 11.54%. On 13 January, public sector workers from KESK, Birleşik Kamu-İş, Hürsen and Asim Sen unions stopped work and raised their demands through marches and press statements. At Perfettivan Meli factory, workers from Tek Gıda İş Union had been subjected to the hostility of the employer towards union and dismissal attack. In response, they started picketing in February 2024. As the workers' struggle was approaching a year, the union announced on 3 January that the resistance had resulted in a victory. The workers celebrated their victory with drumming and halay dance. Workers at the family health centers continued to take action against the family medicine contract and payment ordinance, which came into force on the 1st of November. Between 6th and 10th January, health workers again walked out. Members of Disk Genel İş Union, workers employed in İzEnerji, İzDoğa, Ege City Planning and İzFAS companies of Izmir Metropolitan Municipality went on strike on 7th January after underpayment and late payment of their wages and bonuses. Organized under Çağrı İş Union against poor working conditions, workers of Teles call center faced a dismissal attack. On 9th January, workers took action against dismissals in front of the workplace. They continue their struggle. At Boki Saniki Ceramics Factory, workers stopped work on 8th January against irregular delayed payments and arbitrary unpaid leave. On 10th January, the workers took action in front of the TYH Textile Factory, where Disk Tekstil İş Union was organizing, against the employer's hostility towards union and the dismissal attack.